All right, so here we are again,
Hello.
fifth week. We're gonna do our central tendencies and Z-scores. I'm John Gray. This is
Amber Madison.
at Amber Matteson, and we're gonna work through some R. So let's see. I have already downloaded. I already did the first thing, which is to install this Mosaic package because that always takes longer. And then I will make sure that library is library Mosaic. I think the other two are already on there.
Yes, but did you not load? Did you already load them? You mean?
Meaning I've saved my R session every time, so I think they're still part of my library.
I think you have to load them every time.
Is there a way that I can prove you wrong here?
Sure.
If I'm right, will there be evidence of that?
And
is this evidence that I'm wrong?
Not necessarily, because you could do that again and it would still do it. But if you tried to load in the Excel file and it told you that it couldn't, then
that would. But how about this? If I go to packages, does that tell me which? Where does it tell me where my libraries are now? Because it does actually tell me.
Yeah, and so if you scroll down to, if it's checked, that means it's loaded.
So read Excel is the one that we have a question about at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
There's Psych. Read Excel. It's not checked, right?
That's right.
And now we'll never know whether or not Psych was checked before because I reloaded that one, but Read Excel apparently wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then, shouldn't something else happen?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Just did it. All right. So here we go. Our first.
I did want to point out though, when you see here the if there's objects masked from a package,
yeah,
that means that another package has a function of the same name, and R has chosen which one is a priority.
Which one it's going to use,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so this matters when you know what you're doing and something isn't working.
Yes.
You'll have to know which one to unmask.
Yes.
Or which one to uninstall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's ways that you can just tell it to do it. If you can say specifically that you want a package, and then you use the colon sign and you say the function.
Okay.
Yeah.
But today, at the moment, we're going to simulate some data with each one with an n of 100. All right, there's the 1.
In this one, we're using the R norm function, which bases it on a normal distribution, the data on a normal distribution.
Okay.
And for the second one, the floor function is removed because I wanted to have decimal places.
The third one, whoops. Error.
You copied all of them.
Okay. Set A, B, and C all exist now. Let's see. Whoops. Notice for set B, the floors. Okay. You already said that. Generates numbers from a normal distribution. And now we're going to just ask for set A, B, and C.
Yep.
Set A. Set B. And there's the decimal that you're talking about.
Yep.
And then set C. Okay. And now you're asking me to do histograms.
Yes.
So I got stuck going. Hist.
Set A.
Set underscore A. Is that all I say?
Yep. And it should pop up in the. Oh.
I meant that might be all I say, but that's not how set A $score.
That's right. Okay.
So that's the data set, but then which variable to histogram?
Yeah, and when we created the data set, we named the column score.
B $ score.
Mhm.
Close the parentheses. There's that histogram, and then histogram set C $ score.
Yep.
Okay.
Very nice. And note that these are not saved.
They're not saved.
Mm-hmm.
They're right there.
Yes, but they're not saved in your R folder.
They'll just disappear when I shut the thing off.
Yeah, but in order to save it, you can go to export. There you go. And save as image or PDF.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or copy it and paste it.
Yeah.
Oh, then I copy it again?
Right.
I'm opening Word to see how hard it is to just paste that.
Okay.
Like that quiz 5 and 6 is there.
There you go. Not that hard.
Looks pretty. Here?
Yep. So next
is that all one line?
No, it's not. Oh, wait, hold on. Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes,
right?
it is. Sorry.
Now I have a feeling this is going to be unhappy if I try to do this. Well, let's see what happens.
There you go.
Is it going to be okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now this nested in these lines of code, mean standard deviation are nested within the data frame. Headers for this are called. Okay, so make object called simdata means SD. Use the data frame. Make a data frame.
Yes.
Using the mean of set A score, standard deviation of set A score, mean of B, mean of standard deviation. Okay, I see it. Mm-hmm. All right, very good. And then here it is calling for a. So now that's the output from that object.
Into one tidy little frame.
Okay. Next, calculate the z-scores for each data set and append them as a new object within the appropriate dates. So this is a function that one of these packages has that makes z-scores.
Yes. The mosaic function, or mosaic package.
Is this B?
Yes.
If I just change these to B?
Yep. That's all
is that everything that is on there? And then if I change these to C? So set, create a new variable in set A called z-score.
That's right.
And that is the z-score of the score in set A?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you can check and see what it did. You should see a new column. There you go.
Okay. I'm not going to check the other two. I trust R did that.
Now I'm asking to describe the z-scores. Okay. And as you know,
you didn't ask to describe the z-score. You asked to describe set A, which now includes the score and the z-score.
Yeah.
And let's see, the mean should be 0.
That is correct.
Where's the mean? Far left, 0. Yeah. Oh, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Not completely. The median's 0.24, so that's.
It's not perfect.
Okay. Now open the EMI2 data set. Please see the startup packet or lesson 4. Compare. So I have to read Excel
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm. This is more of a test to see if you remember how to do it.
Well, I don't. I'm absolutely sure that I don't. Did you say Lab 4 tells me how to do it?
It should, yes.
Okay. So I don't know, viewers at home, you should be probably checking Lab 4 as well, since let's see, and I'm going to call it EMI. Now, does that already exist, that EMI2 data set for me?
Yes, it should, since we used it
so I
last
don't
week.
actually need to do this again, but the audience is probably dying to see me type. They find it so much fun. Excel EMI2 R. That quote looks wrong. Okay. Now I do this. Now you have a task that you want me to do.
Yes.
Now do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have to remember anything else. I just had to be able to
remember how to load it. Yep.
Read Excel, the name of the file, and then NA equals NA. Someday, I hope that I'll be able to learn that. And now we're creating new objects for the idea, and then the idea inventory for dimensions of emerging adulthood, the overall scale, and then another one for the subjective well-being scale.
Just getting the descriptive statistics for them.
Idea. It's capital D. Mm-hmm. And right there it is. How do I pick that up? And then SWB. Okay. Oh, look, there's one fewer then. Next, let's create an APA-style histogram for each of these scales. Are they skewed? They shouldn't be skewed. Oh wait, these are real data.
These are real data.
We're not making data up. Yeah. These will not be skewed.
Okay.
The idea 8 will be negatively skewed.
There you go.
And I'm right.
Yes, and there you go.
I may have seen these data before.
You might have.
It may not be that I am that good.
You might also have seen that the skew in the descriptive statistics as well.
I didn't, but now you're pointing out that right there it is. It's telling me that it was going to be skewed. Yeah.
But it's good to be able to see it graphically.
Yeah. And this is more normal. There's still a little skew, and it's marking a little bit of skew, but very good. We're going to calculate z-scores for the data. Yes. Right? So often in class we don't. In stats, we don't use Excel or SPSS really to do any analyses with z-scores. It's a lot of calculator stuff.
Yes, it is.
All right, a new data frame that's merging the two of those. And then we're going to z-score each of those.
That's right.
It's kind of funny that you can't z-score them together. Why can't you say my data frame and then list all the variables that you want to z-score?
You can. You have to use a piping operator, which I didn't know how to use when I wrote these lessons.
But you do now?
Yeah.
All right. We've now z'd them. Now I got to put them together again? Oh, no. This isn't making a new object. It's just saying within this thing do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
In my data frame. Oh, okay.
Oh, we got some NAs there. A lot. So something happened.
Are you saying that shouldn't have happened?
Yeah.
Oh, the z-score has the NA.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because there's a missing data point.
Somewhere. Yeah, and we knew that.
Mm-hmm. So you would
does your lesson deal with this?
No, it doesn't actually.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So now what? Oh, there's a lab assignment.
Mm-hmm.
How do we resolve this?
So if you...
Smarty pants.
So if you go back to the z-score function that you did for the social well-being.
Whoops.
Yeah. In there, you put a comma.
Here, right?
Yes.
And then NA equals NA.
True.
Oh, true.
Mm-hmm. NA dot RM. There you go. It depends on the function. So. It should be NA like that, like what they have here, equals NA. So not true, but make it equal itself again. You have a slash instead of a dot.
I'm glad it finally wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be a quote somewhere. There's no quote?
So at this point, this is where I'm going to say you use the help function to understand the z-score function. So question mark, z-score. And here we go. This is where it's saying you need to say na.rm equals get option. And instead of false, you would say true.
SWB NA equals get option.
Mm-hmm.
Get capital option. And then quotes equals true?
Yeah, it
or
should
comma
be
true?
comma true.
All caps?
Yes. There you go. You missed a parentheses. Okay, good. And now you can reprint the data frame.
What's that called?
My data frame.
Oh, there it is right in front of me. Not your first data frame.
Now it worked.
And now it worked.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you. We'll see you next week. Maybe.
Maybe. All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye.